Do you want to be perceived as an authority or regarded as an effective leader? In tonight's presentation that he calls Don't Think, Jim will describe a simple way to inspire confidence in people. Please help me welcome the ever so hopeful ATM Gold, Jim Barber.
Thank you, sir. Contrary to the title of my presentation, Don't Think, I'm not against thinking. Thinking is generally a good thing. And I think many of the problems of our world come from the fact that people aren't thinking enough. So I want you to think. What I want you to stop doing is saying, I think. Now, not all the time. Saying I think is a good thing to do when you're expressing an opinion. When you're not sure of what you're saying, when it's not a fact, then you say, I think. I think Plantation Toastmasters is one of the best clubs in South Florida. Okay, that's my opinion. Other people could have a different opinion. They're entitled to be wrong if they want to. If I said, I think pi is equal to 3.14159 ... that's not proper, because pi is that amount. There's no thinking about it, it's a fact. What's the difference? When you are presenting yourself as an authority, or if you're in sales and you're trying to convince people to buy something, maybe your company sells turnip twaddlers, okay, and you're going to talk to them and you're going to persuade them. Maybe you're a leader, you're going to be the future president of Plantation Toastmasters and you're going to lead the unruly crowds. You want to be confident. You want to be perceived as a leader, as an authority. Saying, I think, is undermining that. You're indicating hesitancy. You're not sure about what you are saying. And again, sometimes that's okay, but not when you're establishing a fact. My turnip twaddler is the best that you can buy. Not I think it's the best you can buy. No? So stop saying I think so much. There's another tentative phrase that gets people in trouble. I don't want to pick on him, but our Sergeant at Arms used that when he introduced our president. He said, I would like to introduce our president, Sabina Shapiro. Nothing wrong with saying I would like to, except there's an implication there. When you say I would like to do something, there's an implied but. I would like to be president, but there's a reason why I can't do it, why I'm not going to do it. I would like to come to the picnic, but I can't do it. So when you say I would like to introduce Sabina, it's implied in the background that something is stopping you from doing that. Something is getting in the way. So don't say, I would like to introduce our president. Say, I am honored to introduce our president. I am privileged to introduce our president. I am proud to introduce our president, not I would like to. And again, you can use this throughout the time. Anytime throughout the day, if you're establishing a fact, if you want to be perceived as a leader, as an authority, quit liking to do things so much. Just go ahead and do them, okay? There are other words that can cause a problem. I've heard it several times tonight already. And again, there's nothing wrong with the word, but it's the use of the word. The word it's a little tiny word, two-letter word, if. If. Now, there's nothing wrong with if. If is a great word, but When you say if, there's the possibility that it's not true. If I'm going to do this, but I might not. Okay? So you don't want to tell somebody, if you buy my product, I sell the best turnip twaddlers, and if you buy it, you're going to love it. Well, that implies right there that they're not going to buy it. And that's in the back of your customer's mind, your prospect's mind, when you say, if you do this. So don't say if, say when. And I think Cecilia used that in her introduction. I think somebody over here did. When you buy my turnip twaddler, you are going to be thrilled with the twaddling of your turnips that this is going to do. So don't say if. Again, nothing wrong with it per se. But if you're trying to establish yourself as the authority, as a leader, if you're trying to persuade people, if you're trying to sell people, don't waste their time, don't waste your credibility by saying if something is true. Say when something is true. Go forward with it. Same sort of thing comes up with the word can. Now, can is a sneaky word because it sounds positive. Can do. Yes, I can do that. But again, it's implied. I can, but I'm not. When you say I can. And when you ask somebody, can you do this? They can say, well, I can. That doesn't mean they will. So substitute the word will. If you're dealing with certainty, if you want to make sure that nobody is going to doubt what you're saying, don't ask somebody, can you do this? Don't say what you can do, but instead go with will. The last biggie, this is one that's dear to Toastmasters' hearts. We all know that one of the cardinal sins of Toastmasters is to say a filled pause. But we don't say why you shouldn't say filled pauses. Here's the reason why. When you say a filled pause, when you say or ah, you're implying that you're not sure what you're saying. It's a hesitancy on your part. And again, this is not a problem per se, but if you are trying to lead, if you are trying to inspire, if you are trying to persuade people, you don't want to undermine your efforts by sprinkling in a whole bunch of filled pauses. And so you don't do them. Many other tentative languages that you can use, but I've run out of time, so I'm going to stop at this point. That's the truth, I think. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much.